We're going to discuss this in what setup is needed to provide this functionality with reference to CTI. Okay, because you guys understand it, that's why I'm taking CTI. It's related to his project as well, but we will extrapolate this and take it to the other level. So when a customer call, okay, let's first think how PBX system works. PBX system. When you call the front office girl, you say I want to talk to Mr. John Chambers. So she looks for Chambers, and then she looks at the extension of the Chambers and she dials that extension, right? That's PBX system. You guys have seen that, right? When you call, I want to talk to Miss Ranjit Kaur, so they look for Kaur, they see there are 5 Kaurs, then they see which one is Ranjit out of them. Then the front office girl looks at the extension of that girl, then she dials that extension physically and then it transfers. Who has, so my point is, a certain data is needed in the system for PBX who enters the data in the PBX? In the very beginning, when PBX is deployed, that's when it gets there. Someone enters it, right? Ye banda, ye extension, ye banda, ye extension. If there is a new guy in the company, do you think the extension will be registered in that database? No, someone has to enter it and update that data. We call this kind of data as lookup table. A lookup table has to be maintained for that girl to function. Someone has to maintain that name. This is the last name, this is the first name, this is the extension. Last name is also needed because without last name she will not query, because when people call, they say I want to talk to Mr. John Chambers, right? So so she has to maintain first name and last name. Let's say if people call and say I just want to talk to someone in sales, do you think if this data is in PBS system, the front office girl can do a good job? Just if this data is in the system? No, she cannot. For every person, now we need additional data, whether he is in sales or service or in billing. She looks into her PBX system. Somewhere there is a lookup table. The way PBX table works is there is an interface. She enters, I need this last name for, or I need just sales people. She gets 20 people. Then she says, anybody, or there is a specific person? No, anybody. She just dials one of the numbers and forwards this guy to that guy. Point is, when different kind of query comes, we need proper lookup table. I want you to be able to identify the data setup. We call it data setup. This data setup will be done once in the beginning, or every day she is just coming and entering this data again and again. Who's setting where and what is his extension? No, she is not setting it. It's set up once. When a new
addition is required, she should be able to.
That addition may not even done by him. That might be done by a technician.
Yeah, it might be a technician.
Right. Same thing happens in 7-Eleven, right? In a store, right? There are all the products are entered there, prices are entered there. The guy who's sitting there, he doesn't enter it, someone else enters it. The data setup is needed for him to do his duty. When people come, they say, I want to buy this milk, they scan it. When they scan it, basically a query is initiated by scanner, basically just scans and converts the barcode into a number. That number goes inside the database, extract the information that this is milk, right? And then this is a price from the number, right?
Yeah.
And then it creates a transaction there, right? We need all the prices and all the products listed in that. If there is a product which is not in the database, do you think the guy will be able to function?
No.
Now, that all this kind of data is needed. This is called as lookup data, or data setup is needed. That's what we call it. I just want you to understand the concept that some data is needed in the beginning for the system to function. Otherwise, system will not work. Okay? Making sense? If the manager of the store wants a report by the end of the day, how much milk is sold, how much this is sold, do we need additional data setup? No. They will just run a query on this thing. This data is enough. But let's say they say, how many consumer items were sold? How many electronics items were sold? How many automotive items were sold? Then for every item in the same data setup table, for every item it must be listed. There should be a field which basically says it is automotive, or is it consumer, or is it this, or is it that. Right? The category has to be mentioned too as part of data setup. Otherwise, it is not needed. Right? There is a purpose. If we introduce this new purpose, then only it is needed. Otherwise, it is not needed. All these are called as data setup requirements for a system. You need to be able to understand that this data needs to be set up in the system. And why am I talking? Because for reporting, it is very important. As I said, Mr. Manager may not be interested in knowing each and every, there are 500,000 items. He may not be interested in the sale by item. He might be interested in the sale by category of the item, right? इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स का कितना हुआ आज, ऑटोमोटिव का कितना हुआ, इसका क्या हुआ सेल, उसका क्या हुआ, right? That is the whole point. I want you guys to understand that if we increase more requirement, you will be able to now visualize that some more data is needed in that table, that data setup table. Transaction जो वाला अलग है, but that is needed in the initially before you start the store.
In order for the system to function.
In order for the system to function, in order for the guy to do his transactions using the system. Right? These are called as data setup needs or lookup tables requirements. Or whenever you get a requirement, you need to think in terms of what kind of lookup data will be basically needed for this. Whether that is already in Siebel or not, whether you have to get it from somewhere or not. They say that we want to get all the items, items, the total sale by category of the item. For every item, there is a code, serial number, right? But there is no category, let's say in your system. Then you realize as a BA, it is in some other system. For every item, the category is mentioned in that system, not in this system where the transaction will be entered. So you as a BA will create a design. In the evening, all the data of sales from here will be taken. It will be married with the data there, because you can now identify, right? A bad job can identify it. System can automatically identify at the end of the day and then produce the report for the manager, right? So this kind of a lot of analysis you might be needed to do. Data setup needs. Typically, if you remember, we call something as master data.
Yeah.
This is a typically master data needs. For PBX to function, we do need the list of all the employees, last name, first name. Do we need their employee ID? Question.
Yeah.
No.
No.
In that system, no. Reason? Let me tell you the reason. I'll tell you the reason later to why it's needed. Let me tell you the reason why it's not needed first. For it to function, because when the people will call, they will not say, I want to talk to the person with employee ID 1100499. They will not know. So she doesn't need it to service the clients.
She just needs the last name.
First name. If there are people who call and says, I need this person, all the people in the sales, then she needs last name, first name, extension, and the department of the guy. Otherwise, she cannot answer the query. Making sense? So data setup needs, we all understand. We have seen multiple examples in our daily life. We just never knew. Transaction is different. She's sending this thing is different, but she needs this thing on the side, right? System karta hai. System, what does system do? Basically goes to the table, gets the information in front of her. Yeah. These kind of tables are called as lookup table, data setup, master data table, some kind of thing which is basically static in nature, it is residing, and system uses it to function. Now I will give you a reason why employee ID is needed. Just to put deeper perspective into your work, analysis work. Now, typically in these companies, it will not work that, let's say, a new company employee joins. They will not work like this. They will come and they will enter the new employee. Let's say one guy leaves, they will remove that guy from that list, right? PBX में से फिर निकालना है ना? The way they will work is there are guys in HR, 5 guys in HR who have no relationship. The 5 guys in HR might be sitting in, let's say, Detroit, and we are talking about, let's say, Colorado office. That guys in Detroit will say that new guy joined, they'll enter a record. Beautiful. This will flow into the PBX system automatically. Okay? And it will stay there. Got my point? So master data or this data setup table, lookup table will be automatically updated by the data entered in Detroit by those guys. Will be clear ho jayega. So anyway, they will enter it in Detroit and it will update it in the Colorado office. It will update in the entire country. Making sense? Right? Right. Now for this functionality to function, let's say there are 2 Raman Chadda or Raman Grover in the company. Right? Do you think, so in that case, HR system has two Raman Grovers and we have two Raman Grovers. One Raman Grover extension is 111, other Raman Grover extension is 222.
Both are Raman Grovers.
It is possible there are two employees with the same name, right?
Same first and same last.
Why not? What is the problem in that? That's possible, right? Wherever you go, yes, every company you go, you'll find multiple people with the same exact name as yours. So basically, if you remember this Raman Grover first, let's say they say that Mr. First Raman Grover is gone, he's not in the company. Then it should go and eliminate the Raman Grover 111 from the entire database. Right? So for this database to function, we need to maintain, they will not say Raman Grover then. That means they will maintain a ID. Right? In this HR system and in the PBX system. ID will be maintained in that case. So that's the reason we'll maintain ID. So for us to be able to update it automatically by using batch job, we need a cross-reference ID. Agreed? Otherwise, we don't need it. So we basically need it. All these companies are not working like caveman days, ancient times days. They are working in ultra modern era, right? So they all maintain many more things. We'll get into those. But the point is, in our discussion, it's becoming very clear. There's a purpose of a field, and we are realizing the data setup is becoming more and more elaborate, right? And there are needs attached to each and every field for data setup. Otherwise, why do we need to maintain this data? So employee ID is needed for them to automatically update by employee ID. They cannot update by name. They cannot say Raman Grover चला गया उसको बंद कर दो. Available नहीं अब से वो. फोन करे कोई तो बोलो यानी अब काम करता. कौन सा Raman Grover? That is they will enter by ID. It will go and update by ID in every place. So she will, then someone will call. So she will answer like this. Someone call, can I talk to Raman Grover? They'll enter Grover. She'll say there are two Grovers. One is gone. He's not in the company. There is another Grover. He works in the Colorado office. Is that the one you want to talk to? Person says no. Where was other Raman Grover working? He was working in Missouri office. Yeah, that is the one I want to talk to. I remember he was in Missouri. Okay, he's left already. Also, in this discussion, if it comes out, address or the office of that guy is also needed. If you're having multiple offices and you want to be able to enter. So, employee ID is needed now, last name is needed, first name is needed, extension is needed, and department is needed, and address is needed, or the office address is needed. Making sense? So, you are able to analyze a need, you are able to look at a requirement, you are able to understand the data setup needs. And multiple reasons, you have seen two reasons which are driving these requirements. One is the person who's going to use that system, he should be able to help his customers. That's one reason, which is basically driving what all you need in the data here. The types of queries she will get from the customer, from the caller. Second is integrability with the other system. That is the system constraint on this simple requirement. There are many other reasons because of which you guys are going, right? You have listened to two constraints here in this discussion. There could be multiple constraints that you listen to in other discussions. You will be able to easily understand those constraints, easily understand what data setup needs are needed. I don't need to do the same thing again and again in different contexts. Making sense? Making sense? I have seen that ability that you guys can think through this big riddles that I have created in front of you, especially when you go to the project. Out of these 5 things, you will not be working on 20 types of data setup needs. You will be working on 2 types. Just that's it, because your project scope will be related to reporting about, let's say, products. You will be only working about product setup. In the first 2 days, you'll understand. In the first 2 weeks, you'll understand what data setup needs are needed. Someone might have already told you. It's just that so you will be able to do your project very well. But you should understand these things. There's a reason I'm telling you, right? I'm going to go over these keywords and ask you to identify the basic data setup needs that come to your mind just looking at the basic context in which we are talking. Okay?